We were going through some technical issues and it's trial and error and trial, and we got through all that.
That's right. But here we are.
Here we are. You guys know me. I'm Sean. This is Dora, who you guys have seen on here for a long time. This is a call-in show. We got 941-201-5226.
Yeah.
If you guys want to talk about anything you want to get off your chest, or you got
That's right.
1 day in, 20 days in, 10 years in, give us a call. We could, spread the word. It might help somebody else who want to pick up that drink or want to take that pill. Hear your story and be like, no, I got the strength. I can do this.
It's inspiring when you see other people that have done the same things you've done, or even worse. That always makes me feel better when I confess something and somebody goes, oh, I've done something much worse than that. That's how I do my younger sister. She'll tell me something, I'll go, oh, sissy, wait till you hear what I've done. It makes her feel much better when she hears all my stuff. But I was looking at today, we were talking about relapsing
Right.
and things. And I was looking up some of the statistics on how many people, what percentage of people relapse after opioid addiction, alcohol addiction. Looked like it was like 50 to 60%.
Yeah.
Pretty close to 60% on both of them. That means one of us ain't gonna make it.
Well, without a liver, I won't be here. So, the meds only keep me alive for, according to all the doctors, I shouldn't even be here now.
But you won't die of an overdose.
No.
And that's a blessing, Sean.
But
That's
me
a
being
blessing.
Irish, saying I could never, for the rest of my life, have a drink, just blows. So,
Well, if you don't have a problem with it, if you can, to me, I mean, it's just my personal opinion, if you can drink a drink or two or a beer or two or whatever, a few beers like on the weekend, and get pickled on Saturday night, that's your business. If you're not hurting someone, if you're not cursing someone or attacking them, if you're not a mean drunk, or if you can't get up in the morning and take your wife where she needs to go, or the children need to go to practice somewhere or something and you're hungover, or if it starts interfering, I think, with your life,
I never had
that's where it really makes a huge difference.
I never had a hangover in my life.
Well, you're lucky.
But like if I was going to go out with some friends, say go get out shooting pool or go hear a band play, I mean, it was very easy for me to drink a liter of Jack Daniels and a 12-pack of beer. I wasn't driving, and then we'd go out.
We're lucky, Sean, because my mother would drink one beer and it would never stop. She could not stop. We would see her tap that bottle and take that first sip. It was a nightmare because we knew she couldn't stop. She wouldn't stop. I don't know if she couldn't or wouldn't. I guess maybe wouldn't. Might be more, but there was something inside of her that couldn't control it, could not control it. Maybe she drank I'm sure she drank to escape. My brother was killed when I was 7 and he was 10, and he was hit by a young man driving drunk when we were visiting my dad in Kentucky, and my mother was in a bar when she heard the news, and the last thing my brother said to her when we left that summer was, I don't want to go. And she said, go see your dad and spend time. I don't want to go. Please don't make me go. And he never came home again. So my mom went into alcoholism, I think, to escape. Because I remember the days when I was little, now that I think about it, she would bring friends home and she would drink and she'd get up the next day. I remember her saving a beer and letting it get stale so she could drink it the next morning and go to work. I could never understand that. You know what, Sean, I did the same thing. I took those Oxycontins so I could go to work, so I could function. I got on those things so bad that it took that to make me feel halfway normal again. But Mom would drink for like days and days and weeks at a time. So it was a big monster for all of us. I know when my son passed away, people would say to me, oh, you need a drink. Let's go have a drink. And I would think, oh, that's the last thing you need is me drinking. You want to crying drunk on your hands. And I knew that was the last thing that I should do because of seeing my mom go through that and what we went through. So I guess in that way, that example helped me. But in another way, I used my pain pills to help me get through. I did do that. I don't know that I used them to help me get through. I think I didn't take them in the beginning because I was in shock. I've always been one of those people in the bad time, in the tough time, when pressure comes in on me. Anybody that knows me will tell you that I'm the calm one. Like, don't panic. I got it. Let's say, okay, what's the problem? What do we want to do to fix it? And let's just do it and everything. And like I said, when I get pressured or something's bothering me, then I always am the type that says, okay, I got to get up and I got to change this. I got to fix this. This isn't good. I got to fix this. And many times I fixed it with my pain pill addiction too. Many times I'd stop them for a year or two, and then I'd go back on them again. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing, addiction. It's not just physical. I don't know if it starts emotional, then it becomes physical, of course. At first, you take that pill, I was ready to, one of my friends said the other day, I was ready to scrub the tiles on the house, the roof tiles with a toothbrush, and the driveway with with another one. He said, I felt so great. And he also had the same kind of addiction I did to opiates, to pain pills, and Oxycontins, to be exact, was my favorite. And it was so funny. He said, I felt that way at first. I was sociable. I was funny. I was feeling great. And then all of a sudden, he's taking them. He's in the chair, lethargic. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Now he's taking more. He's laying in bed. He's lethargic. That's what it does. But then we continue to take them because now the body is so weak and so bad and so, I want that drug. The brain says, I want it. The whole body then starts to. I started taking them for a backache. And ended up taking them just to feel better a lot of times. That's when I knew I was in trouble at first. Well,
and apparently, because in looking back at all my symptoms and stuff, my liver was never working right my whole life. So if they gave me a shot for pain, it didn't work because your liver was what processes everything. So they had me on. I've broken my back 4 times. I was paralyzed. Broke my neck. Shut up my pelvic area 4 times. Mm-hmm. The only thing I think the only one in my body didn't break was my jaw. Mm-hmm. Everything else has been broken and shattered from motorcycle accidents. Jaw, huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Boom! But they would give me pain pills, and they didn't work. So I'm like, don't even bother giving them to me. Oh,
I wish that would have happened to me. The first pain medicine I had worked so beautifully. In fact, it was when I was 11 years old, I think. I had my appendix out, and they gave me something called Demerol. Mm-hmm. I mentioned that before, and Christy said, what? T-Bone and I said, that's the old pain medication they used to give you after surgery. Put you in another world, man. Mm-hmm. And thank God they've changed that, because that, I'm sure, opened up a real big taste. Not a little, a big taste for that high, that drunk, that whatever. But I don't know. It's funny. Like I said, the addiction is a strange thing. I grew up. I'm writing a book right now. I'm writing a book about my addiction and about my life and some of the things that some of the decisions I made, things that I did that I would not have done if I would have had a clearer mind like I have now. And it's amazing when I look back at some of the things I did just to have a pain pill. You wonder why people relapse. Pressure, stress, the death of somebody, anything that comes in, you're already trying to stay away from that drug. You're already trying to cope on your own. And then here comes some stuff at you, and here comes some more stuff at you. And I have a friend right now that has 4 or 5 serious things coming at her. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do. But if she relapsed, she told me if I do that, she said, then it's going to make it 100 times worse because the stuff's still coming at me. But now I'm going to be high again and sick again because you're either up or you're down. You're up or you're down. And I know for me, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if I'd have known, I started to say if I'd have known how good I would feel, years ago, would I have gotten off of them? Probably not, because I did have times that, that I felt good and then went back. Why do we, like I relapsed one of the worst times in my life is when I was the happiest in my life. So I didn't relapse under pressure so much. I'm pretty good under pressure. Like I said, if I'm pressured, I get things done. You know, if I'm bored, oh, look out, now I'm bored. You know, I'm going to find something. But I relapsed when my life was the happiest. The happiest. I had an accident on my wedding night on a piece of farm equipment and broke my back up and stuff. And I knew sitting in that with that doctor and him handing me that prescription, Sean, I knew I shouldn't be taking this, because I knew I'd had a problem before. And I had been away from those pain pills for a couple of years and was real happy. But in desperation, not knowing what else to do, I was in pain, and we were leaving in 3 days to go on a cruise around the French Riviera for our honeymoon. You know, what do? I got, okay, this time I can handle it. It'll be all right. I won't take as many. I'll only take them when I'm hurting real bad. I really need them and everything. Lie. Lie. It's not really a lie. It's just I'm mistaken. Very much mistaken, because you can't control them.
That, and plus, if you used them for years, and then you either went through a program or however you got off them, and then when you do have that relapse, you don't just take one. You take them like you were before, and that's when you overdose or whatever else. And now the fentanyl is out there, and it's in everything. I was reading today that the fentanyl companies, because they're losing money because they're with the legalization of marijuana.
Oh yeah,
that they put up millions of dollars against the legalization of the stuff that is not really addicting to help people. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke pot or nothing. I'm an insane. It takes me 10 minutes at least to get out of bed every morning. I'm in an insane amount of pain, but I just deal with it. It's only pain, But here you have this drug company, and they don't care about anybody else. All they care about is the profit. If you die, so what? Someone else is going to step in front of you, next person, next victim. To them, it's only dollar signs.
Yeah. To some of them, it is. Christy was talking about a couple weeks ago. There were all these cars downtown Sarasota. I think I saw some around Marina Jack that were all the all the pharmaceutical companies. All the reps and everything. I think drugs were started for a good reason. Pain medication was started for a good reason, and if it's used properly, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. If you have diabetes, you're going to take insulin if you need it. You have extreme pain and you need a pain medication, that's one thing. But when you start taking it and you're not in pain, that's when, or you continue to take it like I did, you started out with a legitimate reason, but now it's changed. Now things have changed.
Yeah, but it's almost like people are like, oh, doc, this hurts. I need, eat something.
Oh, Sean, I created every kind of thing you can imagine. Right. But when I didn't, then life put it on me. God put it on me. I didn't even have to create. Every time I would get clean from the pain pills, something else would come up. And I would give anything if I were like you. Like at one point I stopped taking them for about 2 years, and then I had this brain freeze headache. I had a virus that caused it, and something misfired, and instead of the part of the brain that puts the natural chemical out to ease the pain, mine was making it worse. So for 14 months I had a brain freeze kind of headache. And that was tough. I spent days in the hospital. I think I was admitted 20 times into the hospital for at least no less than 5 to 10 days at a time. They would give me 30, 40, I think, milligrams of Oxycontin pill. They would give me 2 milligrams of Dilaudid, which is a lot. I'm only 115 pounds. That's enough for a grown man. But there was no way to ease my pain. There was no way to ease it. Even all that amount of medication wasn't really easing it, and nobody knew what had caused it. At that time, they didn't know what to do. We had several neurologists. My husband took me to Diamond Headache Clinic in Chicago. I spent New Year's Eve that year there. I went to Indiana University clinic. I went to Ohio State Hospital. I stayed there for a month. I finally went to Cleveland Clinic. for a month in their headache program, and this neurologist finally found out what was going on and fixed it like this. But before she could fix it, it kind of went away on its own as soon as it started. But they were wise enough to wean me down off of that pain medication each time I was admitted.
Right.
So that helped. I didn't get all of that, and then all of a sudden, okay, you can go home now. You better? Okay, we can't keep you any longer. The insurance won't pay it. Go home now, Dora. They would wean it down a little bit. I mean, it would make me mad because it was hurting. Not mad, more sad.
No!
Yeah, please, could I have something for pain? But yeah, like I'm saying, if you have surgery or you have some severe pain like that, well, sure, you need something.
No, you don't.
Well,
You
don't.
desire.
You don't.
desire it.
Well, maybe that's true.
I know.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Have a baby, Sean. You'll need something. Trust me. See if you desire or need it. Right, ladies?
Walking away on that one.
Oh, you've been in the labor room and delivery room. Does she desire it or does she need it? Or do you need her to have it?
One of my motorcycle accidents, the car was going 90 miles an hour and the lights on me from behind on my motorcycle, and the mirror stems ripped through my kidney, punctured my upper and lower intestines, and punctured my lung.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
so I developed a kidney stone, and there's the University of Florida. They put me in a water tub, and they use they called it was a sonic thing with a vibe to break it up. Broke up into 5 pieces.
Oh well. Oh, the aquasonic kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
And the urologist there said it was the biggest stone he's ever seen in his life. And it went right through. And I was like, huh. They're like, yeah, it's gonna hurt when you go to the bathroom for a little bit. I'm like,
A little bit.
so I don't drink water or drink it. And but I drink probably close to 5 gallons of water a day.
Oh
Because I never want to
wow.
have that happen again. And I haven't had that happen since. I've
Yeah.
drank so much water.
Well, you're smart and taking care of
know.
yourself. You're taking care of yourself. Another thing we were talking about today too is when like I said, things are going stressful and all that for us. We tend to pull back on that thing that we needed or wanted or whatever thought we needed. Sometimes when things are going really good, people will relapse. And we were talking about that why is that? I mean, there's no pressure. Their life is like me. My life was the best. It was great. And I reached for those pills. It wasn't just because of the physical pain. I could have handled that. I think I was so afraid that everything was too perfect. This man was too perfect. It was too wonderful. And oh my gosh, when's he going to turn into that monster I've been afraid of and this and that? So before he would do that, I think I just went ahead and sabotaged it without even realizing it. That oh well, maybe I was afraid of that or something.
Right.
Who knows? Like I said,
You're afraid of him hurting you, so you're like, I'll just
get it out of my way
Yeah.
before it hurts me.
Yeah.
Before it hurts me. Yeah. If I see a train coming at me and I'm standing on the tracks, I'm going to move. I would wish I could get the train out of my way. That'd be cool if I could just lift it up, move it, and stand on the tracks. People call me a super character anyway, superhero character. I'm like, Sean, I'm bionic, I think. I've had about everything broken, too.
It's like someone's like, wouldn't you want to live forever? I'm like, and feel this pain like no. If there was like I was pain free, I would like to see what technology's out there in 100 years or whatever else and whatnot. But no.
Technology is not always the best answer either. I had with chronic back
No, I mean
pain,
like going to a different planets and stuff.
Oh,
like
getting
that.
a new part?
Yeah.
Wow, I could get. What parts could you get? Could you get a new face? I think I'll keep my face.
Well, I keep
This is the one
asking.
God gave me. I think I'll keep it.
I keep asking Santa Claus every year for a new spine and a new liver.
Liver.
No, not yet. So
Not yet. Not yet. Well, God already has it for you when it's the right time.
maybe I'm still on the naughty list. I don't know.
Oh, I hope I'm on the naughty list. I put out last year, what did I say? Dear Santa, I've been a very good girl this year. Can I have everything I want? And then I put, Dear Santa, I've been pretty good. Can I have most of what I want? And I said, okay, Santa, you and I both know I've been very, very bad. I'll buy my own shit. I'll buy my own gifts. I like being a little bit naughty. A little healthy and naughty is good.
After one of my accidents, I'd gotten a check because I was going to have need long care, My family and all my friends like, oh, cool, Sean got all this money. He's gonna buy this and buy that, and they thought I was gonna buy him all this stuff. I'm like, I'm the one that went through this traumatic thing. So I thought it was pretty funny. I cut out all the sale ads, like here's this big screen TV, and it was in a card, this is what I would have got you, but I spent my money on myself. And that was the last time I ever got a Christmas present from anybody. They're like, you're just
Didn't buy you any more presents?
no.
You can't buy my love.
I was like,
You can rent it, but you can't buy my love.
I mean, I did buy my mom another car because there was a reason why she never drove, because she couldn't drive. I thought because she was raised up in Brooklyn. You take the train or subway there, and you get off and you walk everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And
She didn't need a car.
when I was 12 years old, myself and my sister Eileen, we pitched in and bought my mom a car.
Wow.
And like she's in the car and like, we're gonna die. Mom, you're on the left side of the road, and she was left-handed, so she'd get on the right side, and then she'd so we got to be like, you go there, and you point, and then it was just a disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, that's funny. So what happened to the car?
A couple of them were total just whoosh, that was
Oh,
it.
she really couldn't drive.
And then
She's worse than me.
she used to take her sailboat out. We're living in Gainesville. It's weird. It's 55 miles to either coast.
Uh-huh.
And she would go to Cedar Key, take her sailboat all the time, and coming back at nighttime, end up hitting in like 4 years like 12 deer.
Oh my goodness.
So our freezers were full of deer meat.
Oh
And then we found
no.
out. I didn't realize this. If your car hits one, you're not allowed to take the carcass and whatever
Oh,
else.
no, you're not. You're not. I used to be a deer farmer. That's why I know that. Did you know that? I was a deer farmer.
I found out because we were dressing the thing next to the dumpster and throwing the whatever in there,
Uh-huh.
and somebody had called wildlife game, and they first they thought it was like a body. They didn't know. It's like no, they could tell it was it was deer, and like well, you guys can't just take it. Like, well, look at the damage to the car. That's like $3,000 damage to the car. I'm gonna eat this dang thing.
I'm still picturing the body. They think it was the deer. They think it was a body. Did they think the body was like all legs out and the arms out?
Well, it got kind of mangled when it got hit, going 60-something miles an hour.
I'm picturing this person. They think I was laying like that. That's funny.
But,
Yeah, I used to bottle feed baby deer in the summer. You haven't lived until you have gone out in the barn in the morning and opened the door, and here comes a little 2 or 3 day old baby deer, and they're always hungry, and they go, And my husband had built a kitchen for me in our barn. We had a horse riding arena and barn and stuff. It was very nice. And I had one little deer that was born way too soon, and I called her Faith because she was the very first deer I ever saw born. And my husband looked at me, and I went to get him at first, and I was like, oh, honey, I think I just saw a baby deer. Oh my God, there's something in the stall. It's moving. I think, come with me. I think it's a deer. I think it's a baby. So he looks at, and he's so worried that I'm going to get hurt now. Something's going to happen. This baby's not going to make. He said, oh, now don't, that baby's way too soon and too little. He said, she might not make it. And I said, oh, you little Faith. So we named her Faith.
nice.
And she had a Bambi pacifier, and she learned because she would suck on the back of my calves when I was making her formula. I would go in the mornings, and she was my special one. I'd let her out and let her run around with me inside the barn and stuff. And she would be so hungry. She would just be like, she'd put little bruises all over the back of my calves. And so I got her a pacifier from one of my friends. Said, give her this, and she would hold it in her mouth and lift her head up and go, so she wouldn't drop it. She would put her head straight up. It was really sweet.
See, and that, like hearing that story, somebody would be like high on a bunch of pills or drinking, whatever else. They might just forget that little beautiful moment that they had in their life.
Oh yeah,
I'll
never. Those are the best moments of my life. I'll never forget those moments. You haven't lived until you walk out with your coffee in a styrofoam cup and your little Carhartt jackets on and your boots, farm boots, and looking, and all of a sudden, here's this little brown, still kind of wet, spotted little doe or little fawn. I mean, looking at you like, You're a funny looking deer. You're a funny looking deer. Mommy didn't tell me about you. What kind of deer are you? And they freeze. They absolutely freeze at first. Did you know that? Their instinct is to just lay down because they can't run. They can't go anywhere. So the mother hides them. If she has two, she'll hide one here and one on the other side of the field. So you get one, you won't get them both at least. So you can get between them. It's an amazing thing. My last husband, had a hobby of raising a deer, and I learned a lot about it. It was a lot of fun. But I mentored some kids with that. You know, they would come out and help me bottle feed the deer, and it's a good way to learn how to appreciate life and how to give love and receive love and things like that. You know, with a precious little animal like that.
And that's so different because the kids now, it's like if they don't have their PlayStation or their Xbox or their whatever the shoes are popular now, I don't even know, and you know, then it's like, oh.
Ask them, what does a white-tailed deer fawn look like? I don't know, let me Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. Of course, I was Googling things today, too. I'm a Googler. Okay, my name is Dora. I'm a Googler.
They don't know what the Dewey Decimal System is. You spend 20 minutes trying to find that card, to then go find that book, and then you get there and that book's not there, and you're like,
oh, is that the library you're talking about? Oh, geez, sorry. It's in the library, isn't it, Don?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the library?
Not lately.
I did when I was being punished or I had to go to school. I was like, the library, I have to sit and read.
Well, I used to love taking, my daughter was living in Bayshore. I would walk her to school every day, and then we would walk my other dog there, and I'd walk back home and I'd go to the library, whatever else, figure out what books she might want to read. And my daughter loves reading books, so we were going to the library every single day.
Yeah, I was kidding. I always loved the library too. And I think that we need to do more of that. Is take our children, like for the reading classes, little reading programs. Take the little ones too and start them, because we're getting to where we don't have that feel of the book anymore. Everything is flipping through it and our phone, and we don't have that smell and that feel of that book.
Right.
That and that sitting in the quiet and respecting everybody else's quiet and peace and quiet and stuff. There's a lot for that. I wonder how long we're going to have libraries. For how much longer?
That's right.
There'll be historical buildings soon.
No,
they'll be holding electronic archives. There won't be any books. You think? The books will be in a museum. You won't be allowed to touch them.
No.
That's a book. We used to read that. It has pages
No,
and everything, but you can't touch it because the page.
Because you can't press a button on a book and hit delete, and then not know, because they're wiping out, they're removing from YouTube. I saw that they were thinking about removing everything involved in the Holocaust, like it never happened.
Oh, trying to make that not happen.
And other venues and that's huge. Millions of people, perished in that.
Mm-hmm. Why would you want to remove the Holocaust? Who wants to do that?
I was reading about it. That was one thing that was up for discussion, and then I saw where Mark, whatever the guy who owns Facebook, they were going to change their policy to allow anybody to post anything. Because before, I would post some stuff that I used to manage a gun company, so I'd post something about shooting fully automatic weapons or whatever.
Uh-oh.
And they would always get, you can't show that, and it would get deleted and blocked. Mm-hmm. And I've been kicked off Facebook a couple times for posting that stuff, and
Knock on wood. So far, I haven't been in Facebook jail.
No,
But then I'm the angel of Facebook. That's what somebody called me. I thought, man, if you knew what a devil I am, how bad I really am.
Yeah.
I write sweet stories and I'm sweet, but there's a part of me that sometimes, who knows?
Everybody's got a different addiction out there. I mean, when I stopped, I always ate lots of ice cream, but now I'm back up to like 3 gallons, maybe 4 gallons a day.
Well, you're like me, you're thin.
Yeah, nothing happens, and every relationship I've ever been in, the girl gets a little bit bigger. And
she hates you, I'm sure.
But when I'm eating some ice cream, can I have something? Like, yeah. And then I hate you.
Sean, I love you and I want to marry you, have your babies, and spend the rest of my life with you. But if you eat one more spoon of ice cream, I want to kick your butt right here. Right?
That's kind of how it gets. Yeah. Oh no.
That same girl took your truck. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So.
You get your truck back. How you get your truck back if a girl takes it.
Before it's stolen.
No, you play the country music record backwards.
Oh, there you go.
You can get your dog, your truck, and your
Your
woman.
dog's good. Get your woman back. Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, play that country music record backwards. Get it all back. It's funny.
The way we could do that with our lives, you know. We just
Get it.
rewind it till, I don't think I was that messed up then. Boom, play. Nope, I was still messed up then. Rewind it some more, you know. But getting back on point with people who are relapsing, and as everybody watching the show, you see that we try to make light of a very serious situation. A lot of I'm on Facebook and I'm watching the news, and that's pretty much, and the other venues that I watch. I'm on a couple of the liver foundation things for people who are sick like myself, and we all ask each other, like, some people post they're on this medicine and that makes them really itchy, or just different things, or they have them like, it's weird, like I've been having this metallic taste.
Mm-hmm.
And then so somebody else posted, I'm like, oh wow, you too, and the next thing you know, there was like 1,000 people posting it, they had the same thing. And so it was nice having that camaraderie we could post a question on there
To have that support.
and then have everybody going, you know, don't if you eat this food with that, it causes these symptoms, whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really hope that we can get this show to do a lot like that, like those other places do, where people they'll call us up, or they'll send us a message. Hey, you know, I've got this going on. What's that mean? That means put the freaking drink down. You know, don't take the pill.
What do you think that means?
You know, a lot of people they don't want to go to meetings because then they're admitting that they have a problem. Maybe they're not at that stage yet. They can all, like I said, they can always call this number here. That's phone line's dedicated. You guys can call 24 hours a day. Doesn't matter. Myself, and when T and Chrissy are here, we pick up the phone. So and that number's 941-201-5226. Got you, Don.
Don's giving us over there the signals. He's a great producer.
Keep the thought active.
But
Go ahead. Just giving you a heads up.
we're just trying to reach out to everybody to make them understand that they're loved, and God, you know, God is good, God is great, but you have to take that step too. God's going to provide you all the tools that you need, but you have to reach out and grab that tool.
Yeah, somebody can hand you a pair of pliers, but if you don't know how to use them, I mean, you can sit there and look at them, you can bang something, whatever, but you're not going to really, you know. I think the support thing, to me, is so important. It's so important. I know I'm going to go back to when my son passed away. After that, I had a stepson at the time who was a little bit older than my son, and he came home and he saw me crying in the kitchen, and it was so amazing. He came up to me, and this is the first time I really bonded with him as him a man, and really total respect, and realized how much he loved me. He walked up to me and he said, Mom, he said, if you ever feel like you wish it was me that died instead of Michael, he said, I understand that. And it was like, wow, he really cares about how I feel. And it wasn't too much after that, Christmas came up, and I loved Christmas time. That was, I mean, you know, we all love Christmas, unless we're mean Scrooges. But my stepson kept saying, Mom, you gotta go get gifts for everybody. You know, my son's friends, and they were all my kids. I had the Kool-Aid house. I loved everybody. And I said, Eric, you know, I've tried 50 times to make a Christmas list. I said, and all I keep thinking is, I never thought I would start Michael's Christmas list with a wreath for his grave. I said, I'm not Christmas shopping this year. I don't want any part of it. Leave me alone. He made me go, Sean. He said, you're going to really be sorry tomorrow morning if we get up and you don't have gifts. He made me go under protest, and thank God he did. Thank God he did. That one person that gave me support and said, come on.
And gave you a little push, and let's go.
You can do it. You can do it. We ended up, he wanted a fish, and he wasn't the best at cleaning his room. Sorry, Eric, but he wasn't the best at cleaning his room. And I said, you are not getting an aquarium in that room. Anything else to make it stink any worse. So guess what we ended up getting him?
Pet rock?
No, we got him a piranha. We got him an aquarium with a piranha in it. And that piranha lived for 8 years.
A friend of mine had a piranha tank, and it was before we had the key fobs on there. And when he'd have a party, everyone would drop their keys in the piranha tank.
Oh no, and try to get them back?
Well, no, this way they couldn't be drinking and doing whatever, and
That's
then get in the
true.
car and then drive. You know,
That's true.
He had a little magnet on the thing, and he'd lower it down and pull out the keys and stuff like that. But I was like, nope. You can put your hand in if you want to go ahead.
Oh,
You
this
know?
fish hated me. This fish would hear me come in the door and he'd be like, he'd be at the back of the aquarium. He had scars all over him where he would get away from me. I didn't like
Yeah,
him
they're
either.
fast. They're fast and they're mean.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Yeah, we bought 2 of them. They were about the size of a quarter, and we put them in there, and they were really pretty, and we set everything up perfectly, and we just loved it. And the next day, there was only one.
Do they
No,
hate
but
it?
oh yeah, Archie. We called him Archie. The piranha ate his buddy. That's like the Black Widow, man. You know, mate and then kill you.
Years ago, I had this one roommate, and we're still friends now. I'm going back like 30 years ago, whatever. And he let my other roommate's birds out of the cage so they could stretch their wings.
Uh-oh.
And I come home, and he's like, look at the tree calling the birds. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to get them back down in the cage. I let them out so they can stretch their wings. How do you get them back down? How do you get them back down? I go, I don't know. No one's been dumb enough to open the door and let the birds fly out.
Yeah.
So my buddy came back. He's like, "Where's the birds?" And I'm like, "Well, it's up there." And I said, "I didn't do it." And he's like, "Oh."
What's that commercial? I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Nobody
I didn't do
did it
it. I
here.
didn't do
Nobody
it.
did it here in this house. Nobody did. I didn't do it.
All you have to say is, "What happened?" I didn't do it.
Well, I have to say that, you know, if we can help one person, we've done something great, because it's never just one person. It's their family,
Right.
their kids, their parents, their siblings. It's never just about you, you know? Never. One of the most selfish things I've ever done was to get myself addicted to opiates, because it robbed so much time from everybody I love. Not just from me, but from them. You know?
I had a special friend that was in a very bad abusive relationship for like 6 years, and her whole family thought that maybe she was drinking or on drugs, whatever else, just because she was so just like sheltered in, whatever else, and she got away from that individual who was just ruined her like financially and everything, emotionally, etc. And her family won't even talk to her now. She tried to contact her family, and her own son goes, "Oh, I can't deal with you now."
Isn't that crazy when your own
Maybe
family
some
does
other
it?
time.
You don't get to
I know.
choose your family.
And it made me want to go over there. Look, I mean, I don't move like I used to. It made me want to go over there, just punch him upside the head and go, "That's your freaking mom," you know.
Yeah, my mom had her problems, but I would have never, ever, ever done anything or said anything wrong to her. I mean, not that I didn't do things wrong when I was little, but I was not disrespectful.
Well, when I was a child, someone knocked on the door. My parents didn't answer the door. What'd Sean do?
Yeah.
It was just like, you know. Yeah.
I thought I was the problem child. My dad was a minister, and my stepmom was the most godly woman and very quiet and very sweet. Thank God for her. She was an angel. And I said to her when I was grown, just several years ago, actually, I said, you know, Mom, I'm sorry all the hard times I gave you and everything, you know. And she said, oh, honey, you were never a problem. I said, oh, Mom, I love you, but thanks.
Yeah. Put that down, Mom.
Yeah, I said, you really are sweet, Mom. Are you sure you've never tasted beer in your life? You know, you're not drunk. And she said, oh, no. She said, you were an angel. She said, your sister had a mouth on her. My sister was a straight A student in college even, and I thought she was Miss Perfect, and I thought I was the problem child. She was the mouthy one. So I guess I was a good kid after all. Or Dad, they just had 2 really bad kids, and I was the best of the worst. Maybe that's it. Maybe I was the best of the bad. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better and better and better, and I'm getting stronger, and some great things ahead. that we're going to be doing, that I'm going to be doing. I'm writing my book, thanks to my friend Gloria, the Taskmaster. I think T-Bone might have said that about her. She's a
something like
taskmaster.
that, yeah.
I can't wait to see her get on him. He has no idea.
Wait, you mean get on him, or you mean
No,
like
get on him. Like,
Oh, okay,
get that
'cause
writing.
there's-
He's going
yeah.
to tell his story. He's going to write. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So,
Years ago, I wrote a couple cookbooks, but I had it all written out. Everything else I had a couple publishing companies, and then I found out I really wasn't going to make any money off these
Yeah.
things, like at all. Then I'm like, well, I'm not going to give out my recipes then, So I kept them, and
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want them to take it for nothing.
Well, when friends go, I love your clam chowder. How do you make it? I'm like, all right, take 80 pounds of potatoes, because I'm used to making it in bulk, not for. It's hard for me to cook for 1 or 2 people.
Oh yeah,
You know.
well I'm Southern. I crave soup beans and cornbread, fried
Right.
green tomatoes, fried potatoes, but I can't cook it for one. I have to cook it for a half a dozen
Right.
or more. It has to be in a huge pot. Yeah, it's hard to like cook a little saucepan full of beans.
I mean, like,
Me.
if you're going to cook a prime rib, why would you cook a quarter of one? Because you cook a quarter of one, and then then you eat that, and you're like, well, damn, I should have cut a whole one. Then you get the whole one, you're like, I'm kind of tired of prime ribs, so you wrap it up in the freezer, and then
Yeah,
you're like, I should have ate the whole thing.
we're never happy, are we?
No.
If we do or we don't, we always want more or we want less. Gosh, I want more of that. Oh, why did I eat so much of that?
It's like the ice cream. Like, we actually had a deep freezer just with ice cream, and I bought the thing brand new, and something happened with the relay in there. So we had like 60 gallons of ice cream that started to go. So we're having to say
so we're gonna eat it, yay!
We're gonna need it, but it's funny because T buys this like pineapple sherbet, this other stuff, which is still in the freezer to this day. But whenever I get chocolate ice cream, it's the first one I go. So well, then why did you buy the pineapple sherbet? Just buy chocolate ice cream.
He was waiting for you to buy the kind he didn't like so he wouldn't eat it. That way he could eat it. Does that make sense?
So they get a score all the time. They come back with the pineapple. I was like, you bought more pineapple sherbet or lime sherbet or whatever, and
All right, everybody. I think Dawn is telling us that
To wind on
our
down.
time is up. So, do you have any closing words, Sean? Words
Just-
of wisdom?
just like I've been saying throughout the show, reach out. If it's not us that you call somebody.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody. It could be a preacher. It could be the guy at Publix. And just talk to somebody.
You never know who you're going to interact with in a day.
No.
I have had total strangers come up and just pour their life out to me, and I stand in the store praying with them.
My bad.
So,
Sorry.
that's all right, Dawn. You're not the first guy that's whistled at me. Not even today, Dawn.
Okay.
Just,
All right.
okay, back to reality. All right.
Exactly.
So are we ready to blow
Just
kisses?
we're just about. Let me run this again. Not a problem. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Dawn. Thank you, everybody who loves you. Sean and I do, and
God
Tina and
loves
Christy,
you.
and yes,
Yeah.
God loves you. Most of all, God loves you. Blessings on your week. I'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. You already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you didn't.